Okay, let's jump in. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. And yeah, I think we all have that mental list of apps on our phones, the ones you consider them safe zones.
The trust zone.
Exactly. You tap the icon, see your money, you close it, you just deposit. You assume the fortress walls are high and the guards are awake.
That is the whole social contract of Fintech, isn't it? Give us your money, we'll use algorithms to grow it.
And we'll use cutting-edge tech to protect it.
Yeah, it is the promise of automation.
And, I mean, arguably, the biggest name in that whole robo-advising space is Betterment. They really popularized the whole set-it-and-forget-it idea. But today, we're looking at a stack of reports from the Register, from breach sites, from Betterment itself, and they all suggest that the robots might be doing their job perfectly. But the humans...
That's a very different story.
Very different story.
It's the classic narrative flip. I mean, we spend all this time worrying about, quantum computing, cracking encryption, or these complex zero-day exploits. But this story, and it's breaking right now, it just reminds us that the weakest link is, well, it's usually a person just trying to be helpful.
So let's get into the headline that definitely woke me up this morning. A massive data set just got flagged by Have I Been Pwned? That's the site everyone checks, right?
Yeah, to see if your email's out there.
And it links roughly 1.4 million unique email addresses directly to Betterment.
Right. And to just frame the scale of that for a second, Betterment isn't some small startup anymore. They manage billions of dollars.
Billions.
So when you hear 1.4 million users, that's a significant chunk of their user base. That's a city the size of San Diego having their contact info exposed.
And I think the immediate reaction for anyone listening who uses Betterment, and I know a lot of our listeners do, is probably just panic. Is my money gone? They drain my accounts. But what we're going to do in this deep dive is walk through exactly what happened. Because the how it's just fascinating. It wasn't some genius hacker in a dark room typing furiously until they bypassed the mainframe.
No, not at all. If this were a movie, it wouldn't be The Matrix. It would be Catch Me If You Can. It was a con job.
A con job.
Pure social engineering.
We're going to get into the how in a minute. And it involves voice phishing and single sign-on codes. Yeah. But first, we have to sort out the numbers. Because I'm seeing some conflicting reports here. Yeah. Have I Been Pwned says 1.4 million. But the hackers, they're claiming a number that's, well, it's terrifyingly higher.
That's right. And this is where you have to put on your detective hat and sort of analyze the incentives. You have the official number, and then you have the criminal number.
So the source here, the Register, is reporting that the group claiming responsibility is the ShinyHunters crew. Which, I gotta say, sounds like a group of people hunting for Pokemon, not stealing financial data.
Don't let the name fool you. ShinyHunters is a notorious, very heavy-hitting extortion group. They have a history with major targets. Microsoft, Bonobos.
So they're serious.
They're in this for the money. And they told the Register they didn't just leak 1.4 million records. They claimed they have 20 million Betterment records.
20 million. Okay, that is a massive discrepancy.
It is.
That's an 18 million person gap. What is going on there? Is Betterment downplaying it, or are the hackers just lying?
Well, when you analyze the economics of cyber extortion, you realize that groups like ShinyHunters they're in the marketing business.
Marketing.
Their product is fear. They want to create panic to force a company to pay up, or they want to build clout on the dark web.
So inflating the numbers is part of the business model.
It's standard operating procedure. 20 million grabs headlines.
So is the 20 million figure just a total bluff?
It looks highly likely. Betterment has come out and said the 1.4 million number from Have I Been Pwned aligns with their own investigation. And plus, there's a technical side here. Have I Been Pwned verifies unique email addresses. If there were 20 million real accounts exposed, we'd almost certainly see that reflected in their data.
Okay, that makes sense. So we're likely dealing with 1.4 million people. Still a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk about the timeline, because this feels like it's been unfolding in slow motion. When did this actually happen?
There's always a lag in these stories. According to Betterment's own disclosure, they first detected unauthorized access on January 9th, 2026.
January 9th, so almost a month ago.
Exactly. The event itself kicked off nearly a month ago.
And they disclosed it later in January. The most recent update was just February 3rd. And now, today, Feb 5th, it hits. Have I Been Pwned? Does that month-long gap, does that feel normal? It seems like a long time to wait to tell people, hey, check your locks.
It feels like an eternity to a user, I get that. But in the world of incident response, it's fairly standard. Think about it. You detect an intruder. The first thing you do isn't tweet about it.
Right.
The first thing you do is lock the doors so they can't get back in. Then you have to do the forensics. Betterment mentioned they're working with an independent data provider to figure out exactly what was taken.
You don't want to scream fire until you know which room is burning.
Precisely. If you announce a breach too early and give the wrong info, you open yourself up to massive liability and you destroy trust even further.
Fair enough. Okay, but let's pivot to the part that really blew my mind. The how.
I mean, like I said, Betterment is a fintech company. They aren't running on Windows 95. Their security should be heavy.
And it is difficult, technically. If you try to attack their servers directly, you're going to hit firewall after firewall. You'll trigger alarms.
Oh.
So ShinyHunters didn't attack the servers. They attacked the employees.
This is the social engineering part. Exactly. The report from the Register is very specific. The hackers gained access by voice phishing.
Voice phishing.
In the industry, we call it vishing.
Vishing. So
Yeah.
literally just picking up a phone and calling someone.
It's weaponized conversation. They pretend to be IT support or maybe someone from the security team. They call an employee, someone in marketing maybe, and they sound urgent, professional.
Like, hi, this is Steve from IT. We're seeing some weird activity on your account.
We need to verify your identity right now. And the goal wasn't just to get a password. They were after something very specific.
What was that?
They wanted Okta single sign-on codes.
Okay, let's pause on that. Okta is that dashboard, right? You log in once and it gets you into all your work apps. Slack, Salesforce.
All the marketing tools, yeah. And it's supposed to be super secure because of multi-factor authentication or MFA.
It is secure. It uses that code sent to your phone or that push notification you have to approve. That's the barrier.
But here's the thing. If I can call you, convince you I'm from the security department, and tell you I need you to read me the code that was just sent to your phone for verification.
The technology has failed.
Yeah.
Wait, so the hacker triggers the login.
On their end.
The employee gets the code on their phone, and then the employee just reads it out loud to the hacker.
Exactly. The employee thinks they are verifying their identity to their own IT team.
But they're handing over the keys.
The technology worked perfectly. It sent the code to the right person. The failure was entirely human.
That is terrifyingly simple. It's like, okay, imagine you have a bank vault with a laser grid and a retina scanner. And then someone just puts on a uniform, walks up to the guard and says, hey, I'm here to inspect the lasers. Can you just let me in the side door?
And the guard says, sure, right this way.
Wow.
It's a perfect analogy. The lock wasn't picked. The guard was tricked. And once they had those Okta codes, they had the keys to, well, not the whole kingdom, a specific part of it.
Right, that's a crucial distinction. They didn't get into everything. Where did they land?
They infiltrated third-party marketing and operations tools. This is really important. They did not get access to the core trading engine, not the banking ledger.
They got into the systems used to talk to customers.
Exactly.
So they're sitting in the marketing dashboard. They've got the email lists. What's the play? Do they just steal the data and run?
Well, they did steal the data, but they also tried to monetize their access immediately. They used that access to send out a fraudulent cryptocurrency promotion.
Of course. It's always crypto. Why is it always crypto?
Because crypto transactions are irreversible. Once a victim sends the money, it's gone. There is no undo button like with a credit card.
So they sent this email, and the scary part is, it looked real.
It didn't just look real. Technically, it was a real email from Betterment system. It came from the official domain.
Oh, wow.
Imagine getting an email that looks exactly like the weekly update you always get, from the right address, offering a special crypto opportunity.
I'd probably click it if it comes from the real email address. I mean, Betterment offers crypto investing now, doesn't it? So it wouldn't even seem that weird.
Precisely. That is why this kind of breach is so dangerous. It leverages the trust you already have.
But the scam isn't even the main long-term problem here, is it? It's the data they took.
That's the real fallout.
So let's talk about that fallout. What exactly is floating around on the dark web right now?
Okay, so let's start with the good news, or at least what Betterment is saying is the good news. They've been very clear about this. No investment accounts were touched, no passwords stolen, no customer login credentials were exposed.
So nobody's retirement fund was drained.
Correct. The money is safe. And you don't need to change your Betterment password because the hackers never got that database.
Okay, that is a massive relief. But 1.4 million people are on this list. What did they lose?
They lost their privacy. specifically their contact details. For everyone in that group, we're talking names and email addresses, but for a subset of users, we don't know exactly how many, the data was much more granular.
And granular is usually bad news. What are we talking about?
We are talking physical mailing addresses, phone numbers, and dates of birth.
Oof, dates of birth. That starts to feel a lot more personal than just an email. You can change a password. You can't change your birthday.
Exactly. A date of birth is a forever secret. Once it's out, it's out. And while that information alone isn't enough to directly steal your money today, it's enough to make you a target forever.
Why is that? I mean, my email's probably been in 20 different breaches. Why does this one matter more?
Context. This is a list of people who use a specific financial service. That tells hackers something very valuable.
That you have money to invest. You're a high-value target.
Dingo. They aren't just spamming random people. They know you have an investment portfolio. And now they have your name, your email, maybe your phone number. This enables what we call spear phishing.
Spear phishing versus regular phishing. Break that down.
Regular phishing is casting a wide net. 1 million generic emails saying, click here for your Netflix. It's low effort. Spear phishing is me emailing you, using your real name, referencing your Betterment account, maybe even quoting the last time you were contacted because I have that data.
It makes the lies so much more believable.
So much more. If you get a call next week from someone saying, hi, this is Betterment support. We noticed an issue with your account on January 9th. Can you please verify your date of birth? And they already know it. You're gonna believe them.
That's insidious. It connects back to that trust issue. The breach damages your ability to trust even legitimate communications.
It creates a trust deficit. And if they have your phone number, the risk escalates to something called SIM swapping.
I've heard of this. That's where they literally steal your phone number.
They do. They call your mobile carrier, pretending to be you, using that date of birth and address they just stole, and convince the carrier to switch your phone number to a new SIM card that they control.
And once they have your phone number,
they intercept all your two-factor authentication codes, not just for Betterment, but for your main bank, your email, everything.
It's a domino effect. One breach can lead to a total compromise of your entire digital life.
Exactly. That's why we say data isn't just data, it's a key.
Let's pivot to the response. What is Betterment saying to its users right now?
They're taking a very standard but very necessary stance. They've explicitly stated that they will never ask for passwords or financial info in an unsolicited message.
Which is good advice for everything, really.
It's the golden rule. But they're also advising customers to just be skeptical of any unsolicited emails or calls. Essentially, don't trust us if we call you.
Which is a tough position for a company to be in. We're here to help, but if we call a help, hang up.
It's the reality of the security landscape now. And as for the data itself, they're still reviewing the material. They haven't publicly named ShinyHunters, but they are acknowledging the data was posted online.
Speaking of ShinyHunters, the register mentioned something odd. Their leak site was offline.
Yes. At the time the article was published, their dark web leak site was down.
What does that mean? Did the FBI get them?
It's hard to say. The dark web is volatile. Sometimes groups go to ground when the heat is on. Sometimes it's technical issues. It just adds another layer of mystery. The data is out there, but the billboard advertising it has temporarily gone dark.
So if I'm a listener and I get an email from Betterment tomorrow, the right move is to just go to the website directly. Don't click anything.
Absolutely. Never click the link. Always type the URL into your browser, and if you get a phone call, hang up, call the official number on their website.
It is amazing, isn't it? We have all this technology, AI, blockchain, automated investing, and the best security advice we have is still hang up the phone.
It's ironic but true. The hackers bypass the firewall by hacking the human, so the defense isn't software, it's skepticism.
I want to circle back to the scale for a second. We're talking 1.4 million users. Is it just U.S. users or global?
The source material doesn't specify, but Betterment is primarily a U.S.-focused company, so it's safe to assume the vast majority are American investors.
So if you're listening in the U.S. and you use Betterment, you should probably just assume you're on the list.
That is the safest bet. Assume your name and email are out there, and just be on high alert.
So what's the biggest takeaway here for you? For me, it's that the secure infrastructure wasn't even the problem.
For me, it is the sophistication of the social engineering. I mean, we tend to think of phishing as those poorly spelled emails from a prince somewhere.
Right.
But this was a voice attack targeted at employees who are probably trained to spot this stuff, specifically to get high-level access codes. It shows the attackers are evolving. They're operating like a business.
A business.
Absolutely. They have scripts. They have call centers. They do research. They are very, very good at convincing people to open the door.
Well, on that cheerful note, seriously, though, this is a crucial reminder.
Yeah.
We live in a world where convenience is king.
Mm-hmm.
I love that my investments are automated.
Mm.
But this breach is the price of that convenience.
Convenience always comes with a trade-off in risk. When you centralize your data with a fintech giant, you're trusting them to hold the fort. And no fortress is impregnable if the gatekeeper can be tricked.
So, to wrap this up, here is the reality. 1.4 million Betterment users have had their contact info exposed. The money is safe, passwords are safe, but your identity is a little less secure today.
And the action item is just vigilance. Expect phishing. Expect vishing. Watch out for those crypto scams.
And maybe, just maybe, be a little suspicious of everyone who calls you, even if they sound really, really professional.
A healthy dose of paranoia goes a long way in 2026.
Before we sign off, I want to leave you with one last thought. We spent this whole time analyzing how a cutting-edge, tech-forward fintech company got compromised by a simple phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Betterment is built on modern tech. They live and breathe digital security.
Right. They aren't running on some legacy system from the 1980s. They're the speedboat of the financial world. It's exactly, the speedboat. So if a company like Betterment, agile, modern, tech-centric, can be breached because someone nicely asked for a code, how safe do you think the infrastructure is at those traditional brick-and-mortar banks we trust every day, the ocean liners?
That is the question that keeps security experts up at night.
Why?
Because the ocean liners have thousands of branches, tens of thousands of employees. That means tens of thousands of potential points of failure. The attack surface is massive. If the agile speedboat can be boarded this easily, the ocean liner might be a sitting duck.
Something to think about next time you walk past your local bank. That is it for this deep dive. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and we will catch you on the next one.